Hi guys, thank you so much for joining into this video. Today I will be showing you how to make DIY clay, and we will be making animals from the clay. I will be specifically showing you how to make a dog, as you guys will learn about Noah's Ark and all the animals God amazingly brought into the ark. So feel free to make whichever animal, but I'll be showing you how to make the dog. Some things that you'll need. One, you'll need all-purpose flour and lotion to make the clay. Of course, if you already have clay or Play-Doh, you can totally skip this step and use what you have. Things that help with building is Q-tips and toothpicks to keep the limbs together, like he doesn't fall apart when I lift him up. So if you're younger, maybe Q-tips is safer. Maybe ask your parents to cut it so it fits better. Or I use toothpicks because it's just easier to work with. To decorate your dog, you can honestly use markers. That works just fine. I use paint because I like painting. So just make sure you have a nice clean area. So first what you need is 1 cup of flour, any flour will do, and half a cup of lotion. You could take any lotion that's around your house. So right now what we're doing is we're making the clay from things you can find around our house. So we're gonna add the lotion. Your hands are gonna get messy. We're gonna add the lotion into the flour, and make sure you get all of it so we don't waste anything. And we're gonna slowly knead it into the dough. Now you have this nice beautiful ball of clay. We're gonna set it aside. So when we make the clay pieces, it's hard for it to stick together because, you know, this feels more like a ball of dough than clay because we made it. Of course, if you had clay, it'll stick together better. But what we can do to help it stick together when we have pieces is use toothpicks to attach the pieces. If you don't want to use toothpicks because they're pointy and you're younger, you can also use Q-tips. They also work just as well. They're a little bit longer, so you might have to cut it with parental supervision, but both of these work for getting the pieces together. So let's start. So we're going to take our ball of clay and we're going to roll it out so it's easy to split it. So we're rolling it out. Okay, see this half? Karate chop it. We're just gonna rip that in half over there and rip each of these halves in halves. So now you have 4 kind of equal slabs of clay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these away and start with 1 slab. So we're gonna roll this up into a nice ball. Use your surface, roll it, press it if that's what helps you. This is going to be the body of our cute little dog. So basically, you want to kind of press him down. He's sitting down, and kind of, you know, give it a little bit of a waist, some shape for a little doggy. How's it looking? Okay, and here's our body. First step is done. Okay, so now we're going to make the head for our dog. Pretty much the same idea. Roll it into a ball so it looks kind of like this. And we're going to give the dog like a nice skinny face and like think of a waist for the head. So we're gonna pinch it in a little bit because, you know, it's a cute cartoon little dog. It kind of looks like a pear. Imagine the shape of a pear. That's what we're making the face. And that goes on top. So here's where it might not stick, right? It's just gonna roll off. So we're gonna put a toothpick in there so this part stays off really well. Just like that. Perfect. Okay. So next step is we're going to take our next slab of dough and we're going to rip it into 4 equal pieces. So what you can do, rip half and then rip each of those halves in half. They don't have to be exactly equal, it doesn't matter that much. You keep the halves of the halves together. Oh, there goes my head. It's okay. It's heavy. You just need to work with it. Okay. So now we're going to roll each of these into a long rod So roll it into a long rod. Make sure the ends look neat and it's not just very uneven ends. It's nice neat ends. Roll it. And then once again, you're going to want to pinch it in the middle. That gives the doggy a little bit more of a shape rather than just being like the shape of sticks. So see this shape over here? We're going to make that shape 4 times. Okay, so now you have your 4 pieces. As you can see, they're like a little rounded in the middle. They're not like perfectly straight stick. They don't have to be perfectly neat, don't worry. So we're going to first make the doggy's back legs. So pretty much we're going to take one round and like bring it up like he's sitting down. So once again, here's when you could use like a toothpick, stick it in a little bit, stick it in the body. So it stays in nice and neatly. And then we'll do it the same with another toothpick. Be careful not to like accidentally stab yourself with the toothpick, by the way. It's okay if your doggy falls apart. I'd rather you guys be safe than sorry. Okay, so now we have cute little feet for the puppy. So now we have his front paws, which will be sitting down. So just attach it to his side and bring it down like that. Oop. And do the same thing with the other side. So pretty much he's sitting down, these feet are on the floor, these feet are up. I'm just gonna use one toothpick to kind of hold these parts together. Of course, if like it seems like this toothpick's too big, you could always cut it. So now we still have a little slab of dough left. So what we're gonna do is we're going to split that in half and split that half in half. So pretty much we have 1/4 of that piece of dough that we didn't use. So this, we're gonna split in half again, but we're using both parts. We're gonna make this into ears. So what you wanna do is form like a little ball. My hands are big, so it's hard to like roll it, but I can. Okay, so it's like a little ball, and then just flatten it out into an oval. What do you guys think of doggy ears? Like they're like kind of ovular in shape. Once again, it's nice to give it a little shape of like a little press in the middle, so it has a little shape. And we're gonna put it on his cute little head. So adorable. And we're gonna do the same with the other ear. Okay, so I placed that ear on the other side. And you could always like curl it if you want to have his ears coming out. Whatever you guys want, it's your doggy. And so we're gonna take the other half of the toothpick and bring it through. Make sure that the ears stay together. And we use like make sure that the toothpick doesn't stick out, you know. You want it to be inside and connecting the 2 pieces. Or you can always, you know, put water and stick the dough together. You don't have to use toothpicks. There's a lot of ways to make sure it sticks. Or you could just like let it dry and hope it sticks together. There's a lot of ways. So now we're gonna so remember we had like a half of the dough, a quarter of the dough. We're gonna take the quarter of the dough, break it in half again, and we're gonna make a circle. This is going to be the snout of the doggy. We have a little circle made, and we're pretty much just going to press it in the middle of his face. It kind of sticks pretty well. You could also just like pinch it so you don't have to use that many toothpicks and stuff. I only like using toothpicks for the bigger pieces. The smaller pieces will stay fine. Okay, so now we have a cute little snout for the dog. Do you guys think we're missing anything for the dog? Maybe like some eyes. So let's take just like a tiny piece, and for the eyes, maybe like this size. It's totally up to you how big you guys want the eyes. Actually, maybe I'll make it bigger. Okay, because now we'll have like nice cartoony eyes. Just make sure whatever eye size you have, you keep it the same, so that he has even eyes, you know. Like see how these 2 are kind of the same shape. So once again, roll it, press it, boop, roll it, press it, bam. Now you have a little eye. Roll it, press it, bam. Another cute little eye. So of course just having eyes like this is a little scary, so you want pupils. Little pupils, that's when you use like really, really small pieces. To use your dexterity, that means like skillful with hands. Make little pupils in the middle. Once again, small little pieces. Make sure it's even with the other pupil. And there, another pupil in the middle. All right, so now is a good time to make like a little leash for the dog, if you want. So take that remaining piece and roll it into a long, thin piece, So you just use like your fingers, press against it, move it up and down. It'll naturally go in a rod shape. You'd want to make it long enough so it wraps around the entire head, which is kind of fat. Make sure it's long. Okay, so there we go. Now we have the leash for a dog, like you're tying a necklace on him. Alrighty. So make sure it sticks together by just pressing it in would work. Pinching it in the back works to keep it up. Okay, now we have a leash. You could take, so we still have a little piece of dough left. You could take a small piece to make like, you know how dog leashes have tags? Pretend like this is a tag and just put it there. Yeah. You could name him, you could write in a name with a toothpick. We're almost done, guys. Just hang on. And so now we're gonna make just baby paw prints for the dog for his legs here. And so we're gonna take just a pinch. We're taking just pinches of dough now, rolling it up. Get 2 pinches of dough because he has 2 feet into circles. Now we have circles. We're gonna press it. We're gonna press it against his feet. That's part of his paw print. And then you're gonna make 3 tiny circles for each paw. You know how like a dog has 3 little paw prints when you draw dog feet? Oop. Once again, just push it in so it doesn't fall out. Alright, so now we have a paw print on both sides. So we're pretty much done, guys, but the final touch you could do is just like some markings with, you could use a toothpick, you could use like a pencil, just anything that has a point. So we could mark like out the paws on the other side for his foot, so you could like get a little shape there, like that, because he has 3 fingers there. You could, you know, draw a smile. Draw a little smile on him. So here's a close-up of the doggo. I also added a nose. I forgot I didn't add a nose. But so we have the eyes, the pupils, nose, his smile, his ears, a collar, a tag for his collar, his paw, and his paw print on his foot. So just let him dry and harden, and meet me back when he hardens.
24 hours later.
At this point, the doggy has been drying for about 1 day. Honestly, it's just relatively hard. I would recommend while you let it dry to also let the bottom dry for a little. Otherwise, it's going to be like a little bit softer here, but this is good because I leaned it on its side. So at this point, this is when we can start coloring our dog. So here is my finished painted product. As you guys can see, I painted his fur brown, his ears and around his mouth a little lighter brown, his eyes white, his pupils black, his leash red, his keychain yellow, and his paw prints black, but feel free to paint him however you want, or she however you want. It's totally up to you. Once you finish your animals, feel free to send me a pic. I'd love to see how they look like. Hope you guys can join me for the second craft. I hope you guys had fun making this one with me. Take care. Bye-bye.